We do all sorts of different things. Lots of us go out in the field. I study the Arctic, and I go to Iceland and Greenland and Alaska. I've been to Siberia, far northern Canada. There are other people who are really interested in tropical climate, and so they spend a lot of time in the tropics. So a lot of it is going out, collecting measurements, looking at the relationships between different things that are happening in the atmosphere and on the land surface and in the ocean to try and make our theories better.
One of the big things we appreciate is the climate system is very connected. So I think the big job that climate scientists have to do is to figure out how in a very interconnected system a change in one area affects something else. For example, how a temperature change affects the Greenland ice sheet, or the Greenland ice sheet melting affects circulation in the Atlantic Ocean. So climate scientists try to develop a general sense of how the pieces of the system are connected, so that if we change one piece, we have at least some idea of how other parts of the system are also going to change.
The other thing that we do is we do modelling, and I do a lot of that as well, where we create these complex mathematical models of how the climate works. They were developed first to do two things. One was to test the theories we were developing with observations, and the other was to do weather forecasts. But over time, we've started to use those models to also give us an idea of what our future trajectories might look like.
Essentially what they try to do is develop some relatively simple rules about how energy moves around the climate system. And by energy, that means energy from the sun, energy from the earth that is going back to space, energy that's in the form of water vapor in the atmosphere, raining. You're trying to do that for a large, complicated climate system in a way that tells you something useful, like how temperatures will be, how rainfall will be, how the summer and the winter will be different from each other, things like that. It comes down to fairly simple physical laws, but that play out on a very complicated planet that's spinning, rotating, and all kinds of interesting things are happening to it at the same time that we're trying to understand the climate.